Hey, everybody, welcome to this episode of Think Business. Looking forward to talking with Katia. Katia, it's so great to connect with you. I know you're calling in from Paris, so thanks so much. It's great to have a podcast where I can talk to people all over the world. FlowWow is your business. You're the head of global expansion. The company is a really good concept, and 5 million viewers or 5 million people have completed orders in FlowWow, which can be found at flowwow.com, FLOWWOW.com. Full service marketplace where local shops can sell their items. Your mission is to provide a user-friendly, simple, and quick service for delivering unique goods, flowers, and pastries. Okay, so let's talk about that. There's always talk about making sure that consumers don't forget about the small business people in their communities, the buying local and things of that nature. And it can be challenging today in a fast-paced world where Amazon seems to deliver everything, and Grubhub and DoorDash and all of these other services. You're servicing 40 countries around the world and growing. So let's just start talking about global expansion. How do you grow and go and find the new communities to expand into?
Okay, first of all, thank you for having me here today, and thank you for the introduction. The ways how we actually enter different markets are divided by stages. So as I mentioned earlier, we are presented in 40 plus countries, and we're divided by regions. So we focus on, okay, for example, this quarter we're focusing on expanding in MENA, then Europe, then States, Canada, etc., Latam. So for us, it's very important not just to enter the community, but to raise the awareness for people of the ability to order goods quickly and make it very convenient for sellers. So we have two applications. One is for sellers and another one is for clients. So basically, first, it's always when we're entering the market is to get the sellers in the app. And then we start performance marketing. Then the next stage would be adding partnerships in PR, social media, and other channels which raise the awareness.
Yeah. And I don't think it costs anything, like you said, for the seller to post, but it opens up a whole nother business for them, right? It opens up a whole nother line of consumers. And so who is the consumer?
The consumer is the person who actually like to send a gift to one another. So actually, as we say in FlowWow, as long as love exists, FlowWow will exist too, because we are mostly focusing on gifts. We're a gifting marketplace. So flowers, anybody who wants to send flowers or send pastry or bring quickly a birthday gift can go just to FlowWow. And it will be all quickly delivered to them. So our clients are anybody who is ready to show gratitude to another person.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. I think gratitude, it's something that sometimes people forget about. You have a bad day, you remind yourself what you're grateful for, even one thing, and it can kind of get you back to center. Somebody does something nice for you. You don't necessarily need to buy them a big gift. It can be something that is affordable and just a kind gesture. And so gratitude, one of the things I always talk about, I've talked about it a lot on this podcast and with clients, is gratitude doesn't typically cost too much. And a lot of times it can be free because it can be, saying thank you or this and the other. When you're talking about flowers or pastries, you're not talking about high ticket items. You're just talking about kind of a conscious gesture of gratitude. And so can you talk about kind of the mindset around the spend? It seems like we're in a time where everybody is watching what they spend. This seems like it would be something that won't break somebody's pocketbook, but is also just a really kind gesture.
I can't agree more with you here because it's very important to make this gesture of gratitude and appreciation. And often people just forget about it. That we often forget to say compliments. We often forget to say thank you to one another. And I believe that with even a small gift, it can show a lot all women love flowers. Like no matter how far families would go, but everybody would love flowers. And
Yeah.
even actually now, what I found very interesting and popular, that there are even male bouquets there, and there are gifts for men as well. It goes both ways.
Yeah.
And when people try to actually share this love and spread it, they often find it hard to get to the shop, then make it. And then when you're already overthinking this point, like, okay, I want to do something for this person, but oh, then the shop cannot deliver this on time. Then it's very hard to find. Then there are so many options. Then they cancel. Then something else. Then you cannot check the support. There is a lot of hustle around it,
Yeah.
and very often people give up actually at the point where they were thinking of making a great move, but they're not able to.
Yeah.
And that's where FlowWow comes in and actually make it simple for people,
Yeah.
because it's really important to show it to one another.
Yeah.
Because okay, words can say something. It's also important, in my opinion, to communicate appreciation, gratitude. It's actually proven already by lots of researches that quality of your relationships actually define the quality of your life.
Yeah.
It's been proven by, as I believe, by Harvard adult research, which was going for 80 years. And it's already the proven concept, but people often forget to actually nurture those relationships. And if it's hard, then it's getting harder, and then there are more complications coming in, while you can simply just do something, make a small action, and
Yeah.
it can literally make the relationship better. Of course, it cannot save them if, for example, there are problems, but it can definitely develop it in a better way. And I believe in this concept personally. I think that bringing right nice actions in their
Yeah.
in the relationships is very important.
Yeah. So let's talk about. No, I couldn't agree with you more. I think it all sounds great. Talk to me about global expansion. So your role is to expand even more globally. You're currently in 40 countries. So what does FlowWow look like 12 months from now? And then reverse engineer that on how you'll expand the business.
So right now we are on our low season. August is usually their like the slow one. So now we're mostly focusing on planning, and in 12 months, hopefully, we're gonna be double in most of our focused regions. So our main regions right now is UAE, Spain, France, Poland, US, Mexico, Brazil, and according and UK as well. And according to the plan, we should at least double. This is like our minimum plan, but we actually head into X6 in orders, because our team is expanding and we are growing. We are implementing more and more channels, and that's what I find amazing. How you can see there when you add not just the performance ads, but also you start actually doing something in the community. You connect with people, you localize your business, then you're actually able to grow much faster.
Yeah.
And a part of my job personally is to make sure that this localization actually works, that we're not just seamlessly running ads by flowers, but we are actually focusing, okay, what is important for the person today? What problem we can resolve today? And for each culture is also different. So we also need to take into account a lot of cultural differences. I personally lived in many different countries, so I'm very familiar with different cultures. And and I know how important it is to take this into account when you're growing the business, because you need to think about your target audience, not as a target audience, but as the personality. Who are they? What are they facing today? What is, if, for example, anything happening in the country right now, is there a holiday? Is there a vacation time? We must take all of this into account.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you bring something up that's important. I mean, scaling a business is so important when you're looking at a global platform. Culture is something that I think a lot of companies look at, but maybe they're not thinking about it to the extent that they need to. What are some of the things that you really had to pay extra attention to as you expand globally, on what cultures would be easier to go into, versus ones that maybe, you needed to kind of ramp up certain pieces of the business to make sure that it fits?
First of all, you need to see the level of digitalization. You shouldn't simply translate in the website if you'd like to enter the market, because localization is not equal to translation. And if you speak about the culture, you must understand what is common for them. For example, in Europe, privacy is extra important, and you need to make sure that everything is crystal secure when you enter the market. For other countries, it's less important, and they are focused more about the nice picture of the business and actually how fast you can make an order. They don't care much about such concepts. So if you're growing globally, you must take into account all of that and actually make different focuses in each country. For example, you asked me, like, what is the most difficult ones? For example, if we compare Dubai and Paris, those are completely different markets. People think differently there. The advertisement is different there. The holidays, oh my God, like it's the complete opposite. Right now, we're preparing our launch in Saudi Arabia. And at first, we were kind of optimistic that it should be similar to Dubai. And then we started learning, taking consultations, talking to people who actually already launched businesses there. Because I don't know if you're aware, they are focused on globalization right now. And a lot of foreign Western countries entering the market. So it's been a lot of interesting findings on our preparation time for the launch.
Yeah.
That really surprises. It's not about even the culture that like, oh, the gifting culture is very big there. Yes, indeed. But okay, what kind of gifts? When? What time? Who to who? What is common? What is not common? How do they do business? For example, for them, it's very important to be in the country when, for example, you make the launch. So in some countries, we can just do remotely. Our team is all across the world. But for example, to Saudi, somebody needs to go there to actually deal with a lot of business side there. And that's, of course, makes it more complicated. Similar to, for example, Dubai is, I would say, very nice market to enter was for us because it's very digitalized. It's very common to order everything there. And you don't need to educate the market to order flowers online. While, for example, in some European markets, it's the opposite. People are used to go offline to the small shops. And local shops are always struggling that they are not able to expand throughout their region. And that's what throughout their district or their street even, because nobody knows about them. And run advertisement for a local shop can cost a lot of money, let's be fair. So what we're offering them to expand more, so they can actually attract people who would never pass their shop. And they can live, for example, 2 blocks away and the shop can deliver. But they are not able to because they don't have marketing team, they don't have social media team, they're not able to, they don't have their technology to do so. So on our side, we're helping them actually to expand their businesses. And in such markets, for example, where digital level is not that high, it's very important to take into account, you need to put the budget to educate the market with the ability of ordering such goods online. Because even everybody knows about Amazon, but what's the difference there is that Amazon sometimes in some countries they deliver the same day, but not always. Usually people are used to order something like within a few days, couple of days, weeks sometimes. And it's very different from the concept that we are providing, where you can just, you forgot to order flowers, okay, get it done with 2 hours and no need to go anywhere.
Yeah. It's great. Well, you bring up, thank you. You bring up a lot of really important points, meaning specifically know your market, do your research, know what you're, getting yourself into. I think a lot of times people scale and they don't spend enough time really understanding all of the nuances. I just want to touch on one question when, you mentioned Amazon. There are, somebody may look at this and say, oh my God, there's so many competitors. You have Amazon as a potential competitor. You have all of these, other institutions coming into a market where there are so many competitors. what is your kind of secret sauce? What's something that keeps you guys a little extra competitive?
That's what I just mentioned before. We're actually saving the budget on educating the market. Competition is amazing. I personally really believe in globalization and cooperation. If there are more businesses in the country, it's much easier to enter. Higher the digital level, it's much easier to enter because the habit of ordering is already there. You don't need to promote it, you don't need to sell it to people. You just offer it, and if they find the right goods, they buy. That's
Right.
it. So the only problem can be that the performance ads can cost more, for example, or building the brand. For example, if we touch the UK market, you need to invest a lot of money into branding because people are, I wouldn't say more rigid, but they are more concerned. They would rather go to the brand they know existed for example, 100 years than to go to a new one. But I noticed this shift with the new generations coming up who are actually very curious and they like to try new things. So for us, for example, we offer the new concept and the new brand to the market, and they want to try it. They want, and then we focus on retention after that. We work with our communities, we work with our audience, we make offline events in some countries. So we actually make sure that we stay in touch with the people,
Yeah.
with sellers and with clients if we have the opportunity.
It's great. It's great. Your business model is great. I love that you're diving into the community and giving a platform for not only the small business owner, the local business owner, the community, but also making it easy for people to show gratitude and make an easy purchase and simplify the whole process for everybody. I think it's great. Quick speed round. Book that's had a big impact on you, or a TED Talk, an article.
Nike, Shoe Dog. Love this book.
That's a great one. Yeah, that's a great one.
First that came to mind.
Best piece of wisdom you've ever received?
There, that I mentioned, that the quality of the relationship influence our lives.
Yeah. Finish your sentence. One thing everybody should pay extra attention to when scaling their business is?
People.
Amen. Tell everybody who your ideal clients are, where they can connect with you, and all that other good stuff.
Anyone who'd like to order gifts, flowers, and show appreciation and gratitude to the loved ones are welcome to check out our application or just go to the website, FlowWow.com.
Awesome. Hey, I can't thank you enough for being on the show. Think community, couple just highlights, think ahead, pay attention as you scale to the differences, whether they're different markets down the street, different cultures. We got to know our research of where we expand so we can scale effectively and profitably. Katya, thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate it. Think community, check out FlowWow.com, FlowWow.com. And if I can help you with anything, johndwoskin.com. Thanks so much for being on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me today. It was a great chat.